Let's begin. Take a moment to settle your attention. Allow your mind to become still. Today, we are going to observe the face of the earth not as a static surface, but as a living landscape shaped over millions of years by powerful forces. Shaped over millions of years by powerful forces. When we look around, we see mountains rising, plateaus spreading, plains stretching across vast regions. These are not random features, they are outcomes of processes. In geography, we do not just see shapes, we understand how the planet works. Geography is fundamentally the study of relationships. Geography is what? Fundamentally the study of relationships. Mountains influence climate patterns. Mountains influence what? Climate patterns. Rivers reshape the land. Rivers reshape the land with floodplains, etc. Plateaus store geological wealth like mining, iron ore, etc. Plains support dense populations. Plains support dense populations like northern plains, Indo-Gangetic plains. Each feature interacts with others. UPSC does not test whether you can memorize definitions alone. UPSC tests whether you understand systems or not. So, as we move through this chapter, keep asking how are these connected? How are these connected? We are going to understand systems, not only memorization of the definitions. The surface of the earth is not the same everywhere. The surface of the earth is not the same everywhere. Some parts are rugged, some parts are flat. There is an infinite variety of landforms. Some parts are what? Some parts are rugged, some parts are flat. There is an infinite variety of landforms. This variation exists because the lithosphere is constantly shaped by natural forces. Please remember lithosphere. This variation exists because the lithosphere is constantly shaped by natural forces. What are those forces? We are going to learn about two major processes shaping landforms. Those are, one is internal processes and next one is external processes. We will discuss about internal processes in the first instances. Deep within the earth, continuous movements takes place. While we going to the deep into the earth, the movements are continuous taken place. So these movements led to few changes like upliftment, folding, faulting, volcanic activity, and a sinking of land. These types of changes have been occurred because movements are continuously happening inside the earth in the deepest part. So the ground beneath us is slow moving. The ground beneath us is what? Slowly moving. even if we could not perceive it directly, even if we cannot perceive it directly. These forces are create large relief features like mountains and plateaus. These forces are create large relief features like mountains and plateaus. While UPSC is asking internal processes create landforms. Internal processes create landforms. Do not confuse them with erosion. These types of questions and traps are asked by UPSC in their preliminary examinations. So be careful with these type of lines like that. Internal process create landforms. Do not confuse them with erosion. So further moving ahead, we will discuss about another process and last process, that is external processes. While build internal forces build, external forces shape, external forces shape. External processes include like running water, wind, glaciers, sea waves, etc. They continuously wear down and rebuild the Earth's surface. They continuously wear down and rebuild the Earth's surface. The wearing away of the Earth's surface is called erosion. The wearing away of the Earth's surface is called erosion. The rebuilding through deposition of materials is called deposition. The rebuilding through deposition of materials is called deposition. Please remember erosion, deposition, like these terms. We will again and again repeat in further classes. So you have to familiar like these geographical terms like deposition, erosion, wearing, agents like water, wind, ice, waves, glaciers, etc. etc. So UPSC have set for traps like these points. Students often reverse erosion and deposition. Remember direction clearly. This is the one of the UPSC trap. Students often reverse erosion and deposition. Remember directions of erosion and deposition clearly. Together, these processes maintain a dynamic balance. Together, these processes, what are the processes? External processes and internal processes. To maintain a dynamic balance, external process build, internal process build, external process shape. That is why these processes maintain a dynamic balance so that the earth is constantly evolving. So in the major landforms, we will going to discuss about mountains. First and foremost thing, mountains. In the major landforms, we are going to discuss about three types of landforms. Those are mountains, plateaus, and plains. In the first instances, we are going to discuss about mountains. What is the mountain? A mountain is a natural elevation of the Earth's surface, considerably higher than the surrounding area. A mountain is what? A mountain is a natural elevation. Mountain is a natural elevation of Earth's surface considerably higher than the surrounding area. Mountains generally have a small summit, a broad base. As altitude increases, temperature decreases. Some mountains rise above clouds. Some mountains rise above clouds. These are the some features of mountains. Next, we will move into glaciers. In how in high mountain regions, permanently frozen rivers of ice exist. These are called glaciers. Permanently frozen rivers of ice is called glacier. These are called glaciers. The act as the act as natural reservoirs of fresh water. Natural reservoirs of fresh water. Many major rivers originate from glaciers. Always remember glaciers as a sources of perennial rivers. Many major rivers originate from glaciers. Always remember glaciers as source of perennial rivers. Mountains are often arranged in lines called ranges. Lines called ranges. Few examples like the Himalayas in Asia, Alps in Europe, the Andes in South America. And one more thing, we are discussing about we have to discuss about types of mountains. Those are fold mountains, black mountains, and volcanic mountains. These are Himalayas, Alps, Andes, Kilimanjaro, Fujiyama, Rhine Valley, Vosges. These are few examples of these fold, black, and volcanic mountains. Some mountain systems consist of parallel ranges extending over hundreds of kilometers. So again we will discuss about types of mountains. Fold mountains formed by compression of Earth's crust. Formed by compression of Earth crust. Young fold mountains are high and rugged. Young fold mountains are high and rugged. Examples Himalayas, Alps. Next we will move into the black mountains. Black mountains. Next one, black mountains. Formed Black mountains are formed when large blocks of land are uplifted or dropped due to faulting. In the making of these black mountains, important phenomena happened, that is faulting. Formed when large blocks of land are uplifted, uplifted, or dropped, dropped, uplifted or dropped due to faulting. Examples Rhine Valley, Vosges Mountains, etc. Next one, volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are formed by accumulation of volcanic material. Volcanic mountains are formed by accumulation of volcanic material. Examples Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Fujiyama. Match examples correctly with types. These types of questions have been asked in UPSC in geography regarding these types of mountains, etc. types of questions. Next one, old versus young mountains. Old mountains. Old mountains, examples like Aravali Range, Appalachians, Ural Mountains, have rounded features and lower elevation due to erosion over time. Old mountains old mountains features lower elevation and rounded features due to erosion over time. Regarding young mountains are remain high and rugged. UPSC may test this conceptual distinction. Conceptual distinction. Okay. Next, we will move into the importance of mountains. Mountains are extremely valuable. Why? Because they store water in glaciers. The glaciers gives rise to birth of rivers. Next, with rivers we will support irrigation, then irrigation, next generation, hydroelectric power, provide forests rich in biodiversity, supply fuel and fodder, offer scenic beauty, attracting tourism, support adventurous sports also. Because of steep slopes and harsh climate, population density is low in the mountains. These type of usages will come through mountains, like store water in glaciers, gives rise to rivers, support irrigation, generate hydroelectric power, provide forests rich in biodiversity, supply fuel and fodder, offer scenic beauty, attracting tourism, support adventurous sports, etc. etc. Next major landform, that is plateaus. Plateaus are oftenly called tablelands also. A plateau is an elevated flatland. This is called plateau. Plateau is an elevated flatland, often described as tableland. Plateau is also often described as a tableland. It stands above surrounding area and may have steep sides. This is the feature, one of the feature of the plateau. It stands above surrounding area and may have steep sides. Plateaus vary in height from a few hundred meters to several thousands meters. They can be young or old. This is the few features of plateaus. Examples of plateaus. For example, Deccan Plateau, among the oldest one. East African Plateau, Western Plateau of Australia, Tibetan Plateau, etc. Tibetan Plateau is the highest plateau in the world. So, we will discuss about importance of plateaus. Plateaus are rich in mineral deposits. Plateaus are rich in mineral deposits. For example, African Plateau. African Plateau has gold and diamonds, rich in gold and diamonds. Chota Nagpur Plateau, rich in iron, coal, manganese. Rivers descending from plateaus from waterfalls. Rivers descending from plateaus form waterfalls such as Jog Falls, Undru Falls, etc. etc. Lava plateaus have fertile black soil that is suitable for agriculture. Plateaus have fertile black soil. Those are suitable for agriculture. Plateaus also attract tourism like mountains. Plateaus also attract tourism like mountains, but they are mineral rich and those are industrial hubs also. Due to mineral rich, due to mineral rich nature, they turned into industrial hubs. Plateaus are not barren, they are economically significant. Please mind this UPSC trap. Please remember. And next major landform, that is important one, most important one, that is plains. Plains also called as extensive lowlands. Plains also called as extensive lowlands. Plains are large stretches of flat land. Plains are what? Large stretches of flat land. Usually not more than 200 meters above the sea level. These are lowlands. Highlands are mountains. Next in order, above sea level, plateaus. And last one is plains. They may be extremely level or gently rolling. This is the feature. They may be extremely level or gently rolling. This is the feature of plains. What is the formation of plains? How plains are forming? Rivers are erode mountains. Rivers erode mountains. Carry sediments downstream and deposit materials like sand, silt, and clay. Sand, silt, clay. Over time, plains are formed. Over time, rivers erode mountains carry sediments downstream. Next, deposit materials like sand, silt, and clay. Over time, plains are formed. This is the formation of plains. Remember the sequence: erosion, transport, and deposition. Erosion, transport, deposition. This is the most important sequence we have to remember for exam orientation. Examples of plains: Indo-Gangetic plains, plains of the Yangtze River in China, plains of North America. These are some examples, few examples regarding plains. And what are the importance? What is the importance of plains? Plains are ideal for agriculture and settlement, building infrastructure, transport networks. Because soils are fertile and terrain is level, they are densely populated. They are densely populated. UPSC asks reasons behind the population concentration in plains. These are the things for supporting population concentration in the plains. Landforms and people. Human life is shaped by landforms. Human life is shaped by landforms. In mountains, life is challenging due to climate and terrain. In plains, unlike agriculture, infrastructure flourish. In plateaus, mining and industries develop. These landforms are helping people in different directions. So, few natural hazards also happen in mountains, plateaus, etc. Those are earthquakes, floods, storms, volcanic eruption, can cause destruction. Due to understanding geography helps reduce risk of natural disasters like earthquake, flooding, cyclone storms, volcanic eruptions, etc. Link geography with human adaptation. Link geography with human adaptation is need of the hour. So, moving ahead, observe the natural chain. Observe the natural chain. Mountains capture water, rivers transport sediments, plains support agriculture, plateaus supply minerals. All elements function together. Nothing exists in isolation. Mountains, rivers, plains, plateaus, all elements function together. Nothing exists in isolation. This system's perspective reflects administrative thinking. Environmental responsibility. Land and water must not be used carelessly. Misuse includes building on fertile land, polluting rivers, overexploitation of rivers, overexploitation of resources. We must protect earth for future generations. Close your eyes briefly. Imagine, imagine the Himalayas in the north, plateaus across central India, rivers flowing through fertile lands, rivers flowing through fertile plains. Visualize the landscape. Ask yourself, how does geography influence climate? How does it protect? How does it affect economy? How does it shape settlement patterns? Thinking in this way, prepare for UPSC. Take a moment, look at the land around you. Mountains hold the water that sustains life. Plateaus store the resources that power economies. Plains feed civilization. Geography is not just about locations, it is about survival, development, and responsibility. As future administrators or aware citizens, your role is to understand how nature and society interact. As a future administrators or aware citizens, your role is what? To understand how nature and society interact. Nature and society. Remember these words. When you understand the land, you begin to understand governance. At Metis, we do not study geography merely memorize facts. We study it to develop clarity, to recognize patterns, and think deeply. And to think deeply, carry this perspective forward. We continue the journey step by step. This is the chapter number 6th, class 6th, major landforms. Major landforms. Those are mountains, plateaus, and plains, their formation, and their importance we discussed so far. On exam oriented way, where our approach is simple to the exam oriented approach. Thank you.